everybody, welcome back to Total War Arena. I am playing on the new map, Gergovia? I think that's how you pronounce it. It is a battleground where Caesar fought the Gauls and lost. That's a historical thing. Basically, combat-wise, you have one camp on the north, one camp on the south, and there's a town in the middle. And you pretty much well, you don't have to go through the town. There are paths around it, but going straight through is pretty much... It's hard. You'll see when we actually get to the map, but I'm playing as archers. Archers are really good in this because there's a lot of different places to set them, like along cliff bases, and a lot of different paths down below. So at the actual camps, you're actually on the low ground. You have to go up into the town and then down into the enemy base. So there's a lot of great places for archers and even siege to sit. Cavalry is a little weaker, I feel, because there's a bunch of trails in the middle that are really thinned down, so then spears are a lot stronger. But once again, this is a recording of my first playthrough, like first game on this map. I've only played it a couple more times since, and I don't know, it's been good. I like it so far. So here you see I'm just archers going through. We have a lot of siege on our team. I forget exactly where they put them. There's also paths along the edges that go straight through woods, so you can just sneak around this entire town. But usually, like the couple matches I played, it'll be like one player from each team will go in there and they'll just neutralize each other, and it hasn't really been a factor yet. But you know, I could see like one side rushes, but then it leaves your base vulnerable, so I don't know how good that is. But you'll see a lot of cavalry on the enemy side just kind of try and poke in. They don't get a lot accomplished because when you have your archers up on a ledge, they're spread out. And then cavalry becomes way less effective because they can't charge you. Not very well anyway. And then you have a line of fire just completely surrounding them and you can take them out pretty quick. You do friendly fire your own guys, but there's so few of your guys in the area, it's kind of worth to do it. But this whole, see, it's just coming over this hill. You see them on their way. They have a lot of spears. I feel like they used a lot of cavalry in this match and not extremely effectively. Our siege guys are just charging on in, which is, you know, we get this high ground right off the bat, which is probably why we won this. Spoilers, we win this. Because it seems like a very hard place to actually penetrate. There are 3 watchtowers. There's 2 on the left and 1 on the right, I believe is how it works. You know, depending on which side you start on. But if you start on the southern side, 1 on the right, 2 on the left. The 2 are split up. Each of them are closer to the different sides, and the 1 on the other side is like dead in the middle. So you kind of race for that one. It's also interesting that there's this big, like, I'm setting up here on this top part, but on the left-hand side there's this narrow valley. On the right-hand side there's another narrow valley, and on the other side of that you can set up a bunch of archers there too. And I've actually had archer duels across that gap, which is pretty interesting. The actual vision of this tower doesn't actually reach the other side of the gap on the right-hand side. So we'll see that when we get to it. But I just decided to set my guys up on these ledges. Everyone else had the same idea, so I kind of got my spice stolen. So I decided to sit up right behind him. And yeah, we have our guys just kind of pushing. We're setting up to actually make a push. There's a lot of patch changes that are basically UI. There's a lot of UI stuff that kept breaking the game, apparently. Apparently there was one tooltip that just crashed the game, and they fixed that, so that's a good thing for this patch. I believe a few patches ago they fixed that Leonidas had some overpowered, like his hold the line was so overpowered it was just destroying people like way too easily. So I think they balanced that too. So here we go, my guys are set up in the middle here. I got 2 of my units on the right-hand side, just waiting for this kind of shakeout because I don't want to fire into my own guys unless they're overpowered. And the enemy starts throwing siege up into us, but since it's on higher ground, it's like if you whip a bunch of rocks up here, it's actually not that effective, especially if we're like all on an edge with our archers. They do use fire eventually, which is actually way more effective, as it turns out. But this guy gets hammered on with some cavalry, so I think I start firing here pretty soon. Yeah, there we go. So here's this gap. On the right-hand side of this gap, there are enemy archers, and even with tower vision, you can't see them, which is interesting. I like that. They come running up here right into our pikes, which is fun for them. and immediately get routed. And when you rout on this map and you're up on the high ground, you actually just run through the base and get annihilated. So that's kind of a bummer. So here are all their archers. They're not on the edge. I feel like the tower vision has the edge of that cliff face, but not deeper into it. So I play some marker just so people know, hey, there's guys here, but they don't really become a factor. So I start firing on the guys down below. I see all these gosh darn siege, but yeah, they're not doing too much damage to us. We're actually kind of annihilating them. And I want to move my... Do I actually reach out there? I don't remember if I actually used my long range ammo or not in this match. But yeah, just moving cavalry around with all these archers up on this hill, it's really bad news if you're running cavalry. I feel like I've seen it be more effective just going along the sides. Like, we're right now, like, all on this left-hand side of the map. And the right-hand side is a little more open. Not entirely. Like, not an open field or anything, but it's actually easier to move around. On this left-hand side, you know, you could just put one unit of spears in each hole, and you pretty much own the place, except against siege. But siege is, like I said, a little bit less effective. Here comes the fire that I was talking about. And see, even that, they only get, like, a portion of my guys, just because of the nature of lining up on an edge like that. So our archers abandon this edge. So I decide, hey, let's shoot at some pikes. I think my guys are too low level. I haven't been playing very much. Like, this is the first time I played a match, even in a very long time, so... Not entirely sure if anything changed. I do know that my archers are really bad at killing pikes. Like, real bad. But thankfully we have siege as well. So that helps clear them out a little bit. And it's a lot... I have a lot of fun on this match. Oh, here we go. Here's all their archers. They're like, oh, we'll just come out in the open. Oh, wait. Bad idea. So they run, which is to be expected. A bunch of their pikes are coming in. Like, see, we had the greatest advantage in this map simply because we took the town first. And you really got to rush. You can't hold back at all because see, we have siege up in here already, and that's crazy. That's when you have the high ground like this and getting vision from your allies, you're pretty much invulnerable. Because we have spears all around, archers all around it. This is way better than, say, on Marathon or something when you're set up at a tower and you have stupid, your spikes all and caltrops all laid out. That's another change they made. They changed, I guess they changed how caltrops work. They don't, like, they barely do any damage now. Like, they used to just insta-kill people, and then they made it so they only kill people if they keep walking on them. And now they don't kill anyone at all, they just slow them. They do damage, but not very much at all. Which is okay, I guess, but... What I want to see is some improvements to friendly fire when it comes to, you know, having your pikes phalanx, and, you know, it doesn't let your own people move past you without killing them. That's kind of ridiculous. I kind of want them to change that, but I do realize that changes the strategic nature of the game, so... I don't expect that to change at all.
We shall seize it with glory.
So we've already got our swords in their base. They all start falling back because I think they were trying to rush around and like trying to just get around basically our fort up here because we own this place right now. And see, they rush in and they really have nowhere to go. They're completely surrounded by my archers automatically, which is pretty great. And here they're attacking me, but there's nothing they can really do. And we have our spears pushing up to kill those archers. Like, at this point, they have half as many men as us, and we have almost twice as many points. It's over. Like, miracles have happened, but not lately. So yeah, that's pretty much this map. There's a lot of like really small pathways that have, you know, they're walled off so you can't just run around as easily. Spears, man, they're pretty effective. All these lines up here though, I believe you don't have to follow the road to actually get over in all parts. I haven't actually figured that completely out yet. There's, like, it shows on the map that there's one road into the city. That's not true. There's a bunch of paths up. It's just, it doesn't show it on the map. So getting used to that's going to be a little weird. So there are multiple ways into the city, but moving through the city, it kind of chokes up at a point. If you properly position all your different guys, say on this kind of map, if you had a team that was really well organized, holy crap, man, you would just dominate everybody all the time. Especially if you're playing as puppies who don't know what's going on, because you would just trap people in and have your archers rain down on them just constantly. So it's really cool for that purpose. For like a competitive, like team versus team kind of match, it'd be pretty sweet. I'd actually like to watch that. I don't even know if there are any like truly competitive team versus team matches. I should look that up after this. Like, mostly what I run into in this game, in pub matches anyway, is just a bunch of really angry people. All people do is troll each other, which is kind of why I fell off a bit. I actually went to MechWarrior Online a little bit, and that game has like the same. It's not necessarily a problem. It's just that culture. But at least MechWarrior has more my speed of not everything is on the battlefield. It's also what you do before you fight, which is pretty cool. I like that a lot. This game's more just bring what you got and don't fuck up. But as you can see, kind of owning these guys really isn't close, but it's a cool map. I like it a lot, and I only wish there was a way you could, I don't know. I would say matchmaking should be able to let you filter like what maps you want to play, so you can practice a map. I actually never tried like private matchmaking and stuff in this, so maybe that exists, but it'd be really cool like how CSGO is like, hey, you want to just play Dust? You can just play Dust if you want. But the problem with that is that this game does not have nearly enough players for that actually to be effective, because you would just never matchmake because you would never find enough people. But anyway, that's Gergovia, the new map. And thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.